Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new, welcome. My name is Jessica, also known as Chicprofessor on Instagram, and I make videos on luxury goods, the pre-loved market, and workwear. Today's video is the fourth in my workwear series, and this one is going to be all about blouses. So this one is going to be a little bit different because instead of just talking about specific bags like I did in the first video, or just a few specific styles and silhouettes that I thought kind of represented all of the classics in terms of dresses and pants, this one is going to be covering 5 of my favorite styles, and I'm going to give you a few examples of each. The reason I say that they are my favorite and not just the classic styles, though I would say all of them are kind of classics and staples that you should have in your wardrobe, is because there are over 100 different kinds of blouses. Blouses change all the time, especially if you look at different sleeve lengths and styles, different necklines and shapes and heights of your neckline, different lengths of the garment itself. Is it cropped? Is it long? Is it tunic? There are so many different types, and especially if you add in all of the different embellishments, that I can't cover them all. So I just picked 5 of my favorites, ones that I tend to wear over and over again, and there are a reason that I go for them. Not only do I find them to be really wonderful options for the workplace, but I also love the style. They fit with my sort of feminine classic aesthetic, and I find that they are comfortable and flattering. So I'm gonna go ahead and share some of those with you, and I hope that you enjoy. I am curious if you have styles that you love that I don't mention, please leave them down below. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So the first style I'm going to start with is what you probably think of when you think of classic work blouses, and that's gonna be the button down. I don't actually own any starched button downs. I know that that is really considered like the classic. If you're going corporate, if you're going Wall Street, that's what you wear. I find for me, I don't need to wear something starched, but I also don't wear them because I find that they are much less flattering and comfortable than so many other styles. I love a great button down. I wear them casually with jeans. I wear them obviously to work with pants or tucked into pencil skirts, whatever that's gonna be. I love them, but the starch just don't work for me. The closest I have to a starched button down is going to be something like this. So this is by Fontaine, and you will hear that name a lot because she's my favorite for blouses. I have so many different classic as well as kind of ornate, feminine, beautiful styles from her. This is a really classic blouse. It's one that she makes season after season. She is kind of known for making the feminine white blouse. So if you want to invest in blouses, I highly, highly suggest Fontaine. This one is called the Christie, and what I love about it is it has the sort of starched front, but it has soft Pima cotton sleeves as well as a soft Pima cotton back, so it breathes nicely and it also just fits really well. I also love this one because I think the double collar is just a beautiful touch. So it comes in, they're flattering, and because it's got a little bit of stretch to it, it doesn't tend to gape as much on the chest area between the buttons, and so I really love that about it. So that is one example of a blouse, and definitely the closest that I have. I have a couple like this, but the closest I have to a sort of starched blouse. The next example is another one by Fontaine that I actually have a ton of, including the one that I am wearing right now. This one is wrinkling slightly because I do like to wear it open. I find that that's nice on the neckline for me, but these are called the nuage blouses, and they're made of Pima cotton, so that stretchiness that was on the back and sleeves of the last blouse is actually this entire shirt. But even though it has a more stretchy and you could say maybe slightly more casual fabric, and is a little more form-fitting, the collar and the buttons definitely help add a professional appearance to it, and I find that they are perfect for work. I don't need to be, I'm a professor, I don't need to be super over the top kind of formally dressed. I just need to be in business attire, and I just think that these are a really wonderful option. They're also great for layering because they do breathe really well. Another great option for button-down blouses are silk blouses, so if you really want to add a feminine, luxurious touch to what you're wearing, silk blouses are definitely the way to go. This is also by Fontaine, and I love the color of it, obviously, because this is my favorite color, but it also has the tuxedo stripe, so it adds a little bit more of that formal aspect, but it just flows so beautifully. It's really comfortable, and it still has that professional appearance without needing that starched shirt or to really emphasize the buttons and the collar. The silk draping is just really beautiful. And for a more affordable option, this is a great polyester shirt. So a lot of silk-like blouses are going to be polyester. They have the same kind of look and flowiness, but they're just not quite as luxurious of a fabric. This one is by Victory Darling, who's a new company, and I actually have a 50% off discount code for your entire order, which I will link down below. But this was my absolute favorite of everything in her line. I love this blouse. It's called the Goodall blouse. It breathes really well, and it has some UV sun protectant kind of woven into the fabric in this polyester. So it's actually a great option to wear as well, and it's pretty moisture wicking, so it's really good for kind of hot, sweaty climates. I also love, like, a lot of my blouses that you have the option to roll up the sleeves, because I always wear them like that casually, and actually even to work often I will wear them rolled up. I find that that's a flattering look on me, so this is another really good option. The next style of blouse that I want to talk about is the pussy bow blouse. So if you want to go ultra feminine again like me, but you want to add something to your button down, it doesn't also have to be a button down, but they often are, then this is a really great option. I don't know where the name came from, but it is what it is. And it's kind of I think it's a 60s style, maybe 70s, but it's an older style that we've kind of brought back, and I just absolutely love this. This one is actually from that era. It's vintage. It was my grandmother's, and I love it, but you can also get it in something like this, which I have had for years. This is one of the oldest pieces in my collection in terms of one that I bought. You know, this is probably one of the oldest, but in terms of something that I bought, and I like that it has short sleeves and it doesn't have the shoulder pads that this one has, which makes it a little bit more vintage looking, even though I personally love that style. I know not everyone does, but this is just a really comfortable one from the Limited. It's, again, years old, so I don't think I can link it. And then this is one from Alice and Olivia Employed. Their Employed collection is really, really good. So if you, again, want to invest in some higher quality pieces, that's a great place to start. This one has a much lower neckline, so it really does add just kind of a V-neck to this style. It does have the button down, but you can also wear this undone and just wear it like a tie. It doesn't have to be tied up into a bow. So it can add a nice sort of androgynous look to an otherwise pretty feminine type shirt. Some of these are silk and some of them are polyester. You don't tend to find these in super starched blouses, but I actually have seen a few of them. I find that the bow works really nicely with the silk kind of flow, that feminine fluidity to the fabric. The third type of blouse I want to talk about is the turtleneck. I know a lot of people don't like turtlenecks, but I find them so chic. I mean, it's like Parisian chic. But I just think that a turtleneck really puts together an outfit. Of course, you can wear a loose-fitting, or ill-fitting, I should say, not very nice turtleneck, but if you have one that's kind of figure-hugging and in a nice fabric, then I think it can make all the difference in the world. I love to wear them, again, with pants or tucked into skirts, like almost all of these. I just think that they're great. So I've got a few different options. If I wanted something that's really just kind of lightweight, more of a t-shirt, but because it has a turtleneck, it adds a little bit more of a sophistication to that fabric, then this one is a great option from Vince. I really like Vince. I actually have a couple of Vince turtlenecks and t-shirts in general, so I knew that I would appreciate this kind of breathable material. So again, it's a 3/4 sleeve, not even, it's kind of a short sleeve, 3/4 sleeve, and it has this sort of almost mock neck. It doesn't really fold over, it just kind of gathers, and it's a really great option. Another one that's better for slightly warmer weather is going to be this one, which is almost more of a sweater-like material. This is another Fontaine piece that I love, and I just think this is really beautiful. I love the stripe through it, and I just think the turtleneck is nice. This one is really figure flattering, and I love the color of it, as you can see. It's a color that I enjoy. So absolutely love this one, and I think a sleeveless turtleneck is another really cute option. I especially love this paired with like a sleek pair of straight leg or skinny pant or a nice pencil skirt like shape. I just think that's really pretty. The next option is another one by Vince. This one's definitely a thicker sweater material, but I love this one when it gets a little colder. It really is still nice and kind of tight on the body and figure flattering, but because it's this ribbed material, it just kind of hides every lump and bump and is just really thick and beautiful, and it does still breathe really well. So I absolutely love this one. Again, I kind of love that 3/4 sleeve look, and I just think that it just kind of makes your whole body look long and lean, and it's just so chic, so simple and basic and chic. This last option adds a little bit of a fun flair to the turtleneck. It has this cute ruffle detail almost on a mock neck like top. This one's by Rebecca Taylor, and it is, again, this really nice fabric. It's figure hugging and really pretty, but it does have that nice little extra touch with the ruffle. So the next two styles are going to be ones that are particularly suited to go under a blazer. They can of course be worn separately, and I do that, but I find that they are the options I most want when I am going to be wearing a blazer. Although you can absolutely wear your long sleeve blouses and your turtlenecks, I find that I really like the idea of being able to layer, and if I get kind of overheated, I like to be able to take my blazer off, and so these are great options for that. So the first option here are bodysuits, and I have a couple different examples. So this first one is just sort of a classic by Theory. It's really kind of a t-shirt like, and it just works really nicely under a blazer, or especially if you're going to be tucking it into something, because with a bodysuit you don't have to worry about it coming untucked, so it just kind of moves with you. This one looks a lot like a leotard, and I spent half of my life as a gymnast, so I'm really comfortable in that sort of style, though I know it doesn't kind of suit everyone, but I do really like this one. So this one is by Theory. And then another one that is just really great for layering, is just kind of plain, is this classic one by Wolford. I really like Wolford for basics, so I love them for bodysuits, but also for hosiery. This one is a kind of one of just the most classic because it's a little bit thinner. There's not as much to it. This is one I would probably wear when I wasn't planning on taking off something and I just need something to wear underneath a blazer, something like that, because I just don't know that I would wear this on its own. I mean, I would casually, but not to work, but it is a really perfect layering option. My next two bodysuits are a little bit more fun. So this one's unbuttoned, sorry about that, but this is another Fontaine item. I love this one because I just really do like bodysuits, but again, I love these extra feminine details that some of my Fontaine pieces have, like these ruffles. I think that this is just beautiful, so I really love this one. And then another one that really does appear like a blouse itself is this one by Wolford. So sorry it's a little bit wrinkled, but this is a classic button down. It is nice and slim and flattering, but then it does have the bodysuit part on the bottom so that it doesn't come untucked. So I really do love this one, especially with jeans or again for work. And the last style is going to be a shell. I think that every woman needs shells in her collection, and I want to actually get some more. There's a bunch of different kinds that I'm going to show you because you can jazz them up, but a shell is obviously a great layering piece. That's the point of it. And because they tend to have thicker sleeves, you can take off your jacket or your cardigan or sweater or whatever you're wearing underneath it and have the ability to appear. If you can go sleeveless in your office, then it works really nicely for that. So this one is just a textured example by Fontaine. I really like the textured material because I think it just makes it really flattering. You don't have to worry about, even though it's tight, it kind of hides everything, and it's just adds a nice little touch to it, I think. Compared to this one, which is really just a plain, another Fontaine, really just a plain one. It has a great color to it, but it really is just kind of an option that you want to kind of stick under something, or if you just want something that is kind of a basic. The next two options are by Calvin Klein, and both of these are good options of something that adds a little something to it. So I really like the draped neck of this one. I haven't worn this yet, and I haven't decided if the color is going to work for me, so you'll have to kind of stay tuned with that. But Calvin Klein makes some really nice material shells that are quite affordable, just like this one, which has this great pattern to it. So it's another draped. This one I really like the colors of, so I'm a little bit more likely to wear this one, and I think that the pattern is nice to have. Sometimes you want to switch it up from just being basic. And the last shell option is going to be a silk option. So this one is an older one by St. John. Love the pattern of it. It comes up a little bit higher, so it's a little bit more conservative, but the silk is just so comfortable and it breathes so nicely under whatever you're wearing that I think it's a really nice option. So that is it for this video. I hope that you enjoyed seeing some of my favorites. I have many more of each of those different kinds and styles that I absolutely love and go to. Those are definitely the ones that I would say I have the most of in my collection. So I hope that you enjoyed. Please do let me know what are your favorite types of blouses down below, and I hope to see you in a future video. Please like and subscribe. Thanks and have a wonderful day. Bye.